Hi everyone, it's Kaylee and welcome back to my channel. So today I want to talk about my book slump. I hit a massive book slump in the middle of February, right around Valentine's Day. February 12th was a heavy release day for romance books. There was 7 or 8 books that were releasing that I wanted to read. I'm just gonna go over them, and the first one was How You Get the Girl by Anita Kelly. That one I had read as an ARC and I really enjoyed it. So that is not one of the culprits. I read that in January. It was really good. If you haven't read Anita Kelly, you should try their books. They are awesome. They are queer and they are amazing. I love this whole series. There was also At First Spite by Olivia Dade. As of now, filming this, I have finished this book. If you wait till next week, you can see a review on that one. That did not put me in my book slump. Then there was Hannah Tate Beyond Repair by Laura Piper Lee. I haven't read this one yet. It is downloaded on my Overdrive, but I haven't got to it yet. The Catch by Amy Leah. This one, 100%, I love it. I started listening to it like the second it downloaded onto my into my Overdrive. I love this book. I love Amy Leah. This series does not disappoint. Book 3 does not disappoint. If you haven't read her influencer series yet, you definitely should. There is Set on You. I can't remember the second one. I will insert it now. And this newest one is The Catch. And if you haven't read the series, you definitely should. That is not one of the culprits. And then there was The Friendship Study by Ruby Barrett, and that one I'm starting tomorrow, so that one is not one of the culprits either. Now come the 2 books that put me in the book slump. Both of them are by popular, well-known authors. I have read them both before. I have enjoyed both of them before, and I was very disappointed. The first one was Fangirl Down by Tessa Bailey. I did finish this book, and you probably saw the review. You might have seen the review a few days ago that I posted. I think I only gave it like 2.5 stars. I don't know what it was about this book, but it just did not resonate with me. This isn't the first time this has happened with the Tessa Bailey book. She had that winery series, and the first one with the pink cover, Secretly Yours, I think. I didn't like that one either. But the series redeemed itself with Unfortunately Yours, I think was the second one, the purple cover. And I was excited about this one because I'd never read a golf sports romance before, but this one, I don't know what it was about it. It just did not hit the mark for me. I found I had to force myself to listen to it, and because I was listening to it at work and I was like doing other things while listening, is probably the only reason that I finished it. If I was reading an ebook or a print copy, I probably would have DNF'd this book. So that was book number 1 that put me in a slump. And the second book that I was even more disappointed in was Girl Abroad by Elle Kennedy. And this is a standalone book about a girl. She's the daughter of a rock musician, and she ends up going to London, and through a mistaken thing, she ends up rooming with 3 men instead of 3 women. She's there studying at maybe Oxford, I can't really remember. There's this mystery about a painting. It's got a love triangle. I honestly don't even know who she ends up with from the love triangle because I DNF'd this book. I don't know what it was about this book, but I could not force myself to read it. There was no audiobook option on Overdrive when I was downloading it, so I had to get the ebook version, and I couldn't even force myself to read it. This put me in the biggest reading slump I have had since I started this. And I did a version of the 365 book challenge last year where I read 365 books, but they weren't all romance. This year, I'm trying to read 365 romance books and 400 books total. So I was reading a lot last year, and I did meet my goals, and I did not hit a book slump like this. Like, every romance book I picked up to read after, none of them interested me. None of them. The 2 books that ended up getting me out of my reading slump. The first one you heard me talk about in my review book, and it's not even really a book. It is Manacled, which is a Harry Potter Hermione fan fiction. The reason that I picked it up is because I heard word that the author, got picked up for traditional publishing. And I have never read fan fiction before it got traditionally published. Like, I have read fan fiction traditionally published, The Love Hypothesis, the 50 Shades of Blah that I regret reading now. And probably a lot more that I don't even realize were fan fiction that got traditionally published. But I had never read the original work from those. I had only ever read the traditionally published. So when I found that out, I decided that I wanted to read it. So I downloaded it. I got it off of AO3. It's not the first time I've read fan fiction. I went through a Twilight fan fiction. AO3 didn't exist back then when I was going through my Twilight fan fiction. You used fanfiction.net back then. But I went through a huge Twilight fan fiction thing back then. But I also did a lot of AU fan fiction where it was like the characters of Bella and them, but they were like in an alternate universe. So it wasn't like vampire-y or anything like that. It was different scenarios similar to 50 Shades of Grey. And I have read one big Harry Potter fan fiction, and that was All the Young Dudes, and that one is a Wolfstar fan fiction, which is Sirius Black and Remus Lupin, and it's Marauders area, which is my favorite area of fan fiction, because that's my favorite area in the Harry Potter franchise, more than the Golden Trio, I guess is what they call the main three, like Harry Potter's area. More than them, I enjoyed the Marauders era their story is better, and I really, really enjoyed this one. I read it, I want to say back in 2002, so I decided to pick up Manacled. I did download it straight from the website. Please, please, please do not purchase fan fiction. It costs fan fiction as a community more than what, like, just don't do it. If you need, like, download it, read it on your iPad or your Kindle or your whatever. When I did Twilight, I would just download it and print it, and I had a binder full of it. Like, seriously, just do not buy bound fan fiction off of Etsy or whatnot. It is illegal. Please don't do it. But I digress. I read it as an ebook on my iPad. It is 1,500 pages. I'm really hoping she gets a traditionally published. I'm assuming she's not going to publish a 1,500 page book. I'm really hoping it gets divided into 3 books, because it is kind of like 3 stories. There is the first part that takes place in the present, and then there's a gigantic like 38-page flashback scene in the middle, and then there is a third part which happens after she regains her memories that you see about in the flashback scene. So I'm hoping it's going to be at least 3 books, but hey, I'm not the publisher or the author, so I'm not trying to give any ideas. But I did read that and I did enjoy it. I'm not going to review it per se, you'll know if you saw that video, because the fan fiction community does not support reviewing fan fiction books or fan fiction things. So I'm just going to tell you what I liked about it and the one thing that I didn't like about it, which is not any fault of the author. It is a personal preference of mine. And I loved the writing style. Everything about the writing was amazing. She is an awesome author. I can 100% tell why she was traditionally picked up. Her writing is amazing. Like, it is intricate, it is in depth, like the callbacks to things, like it is 100% awesome. So like the writing style, definitely on point. The only thing that isn't for me is the fact that it is a Hermione, and I have come to realize that I am not a huge fan of the Morley Gray character. I know everybody's all about Morley Gray book boyfriends and like dark romance, that type of stuff, and honestly, it's not for me. I am 100% the golden retriever boyfriend, book boyfriend type of girl. That is not even a criticism of the book itself. It is a criticism for my preferences. I probably won't search out more Hermione fan fiction. And I also probably won't dive very deep into dark romance, just because odds are you're going to find Morley Gray book boyfriends and dark romance, and they're not huge my thing. But if you are looking to start into fan fiction and you're into Morley Gray and you're into Hermione, Harry Potter fan fiction, definitely check this one out. Her writing style is amazing, and even though I'm not a huge Morley Gray fan, I still probably will pick up the book and read it, because her writing is amazing. And if she gets traditionally published and she publishes more books that other books, I will definitely be reading them, because her writing style is amazing and it is definitely on point. And the second thing that I read, was not really read, but I listened to it as an audiobook, was Welcome to the OC, an oral history. So I grew up on 2000s teen dramas, One Tree Hill, The OC. I love them. So when I saw that there was a book about the history of the OC, I knew I had to pick it up. I picked up the audiobook because the book is done in interview style. And so they cast the characters, like not characters, but the people that they interviewed, we each had their own narrator, so it was cool when they jumped back and forth. I think the three main people who wrote the book had like narrated themselves, and then they pulled other narrators. The narrators did do a few different characters, I noticed, but it wasn't too confusing. Like I noticed, like Teddy Hamilton, I can pick out Teddy Hamilton's voice in anything, and I know he did at least 3 different characters, including Ryan Atwood. I'm pretty sure actually he did 4 now that I can think about it, because I'm pretty sure he did Colin Hanks, Ben McKenzie, Alan, I can't remember what his last name, Alan Dale, who played Caleb Nickel, and I'm pretty sure he did a couple of other random like side people that were like more crew than cast. So I know that they did reuse like they didn't have every single person interviewed didn't have their own narrator, but it still was really interesting to listen to. It had both of the showrunner, the executive producers, all of the cast took part, and it was really, really interesting to listen to. If you are like me and you grew up in 2000s teen dramas, definitely check it out. And if you're into audiobooks, definitely check this one out. It read so quickly. And I think that between this really long fan fiction and this not romancy at all audiobook about the OC, it kind of like reset my brain, and I was able to dive back in. So I read those and listened to those on the week of, I live in Canada, so we have the third, if you're in school, you take the 3rd week off. My son was off for family week. I had to work for most of it, but my son was off, and so we did a lot of stuff like together as a family, even though I was working like after I was done working on the weekends and stuff. And that's what I read the whole time for that week. And so I just started picking up romance books again on Monday, just a couple days ago from when I'm filming this. And I am 100% back. I've read 2 audiobooks so far in I've listened to an audiobook and read a normal book in the 2 days, and both of them were 5-star reads. If you want to know what they are, check out my review video coming up next week. I loved both of these books. They were both amazing, and I 100% recommend them. I'll get into why on the review book. So yeah, that was my reading slump and what I did to pull myself out of it. Sometimes there is just so much, I put so much pressure on myself to read and read and read because I want to get all these amazing romance novels read. And I realized that reading is, I read for fun. Like, nobody is paying me to do this. I love sharing my opinions on books with you guys, but I don't make any money off of this. Nobody gives me free books to read other than occasionally I read a few arcs on NetGalley. I live in Canada. I don't get books. Our books are really expensive here. Like, nobody is paying me to do this. And so I still work a full-time job, and I have a 5-year-old, and I'm married, and I was putting so much pressure on myself. I ended up just burning myself out, and I couldn't even do it anymore. And I think it was the fact that it was 2 well-known authors to me. One is an auto-read author, Tessa Bailey, and honestly, Elle Kennedy is an auto-buy author. And I bought the Indigo exclusive version of Girl Abroad, and I haven't even cracked the spine because it was the ebook that I was reading when I, just a second, come on, sorry. Hi, Bruce. It was the ebook that I was reading, so when I DNF'd it, and I don't know if I'm gonna go back to it. I might, because I usually love Elle Kennedy, but I might just stick to her sports romances from now on. So yeah, thanks for watching. Did you read either of these 2 books that put me in the reading slump, or did you have you read Manacled or the OC history? So yeah, leave a comment below if you've read any of the stuff that I've talked about, and let me know what you thought about them. Yeah, hit that subscribe button if you want to see more videos. I am going to start doing weekly book review videos with about 7 books in them each week, as well as fun videos like this that come up to me along the way. Thanks for watching. Like this video, subscribe, comment, do all the things, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!